Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through a little treat. I've been in promos to D1 for around 7 times this season, I think. Around like 5 to 7, one of those. But uh, every single time I have finished those promos either 0-2 or 1-2. A lot of the times because I would say coin flip, but honestly speaking, I get too much jitters in those games, and I've never actually reached D1 in my life before. So a lot of jitters, a lot of indecisiveness coming from me. But in this game, this is I was 1-0 going into this game, and I really wanted to secure the bag and really get myself to Diamond 1. And I really, at this point, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna play as confident as I can, trust in my ability to be me, and let's see how that goes. So let's just jump right in. I am playing my Trundle jungle. Our team comp is Aatrox versus Nasus top. So rather than looking at both of our my team comp first and then theirs, I'm gonna kind of look at the matchups. So Aatrox versus Nasus top. I would definitely say that Aatrox is heavily favored in the early game, so I'm gonna have top priority throughout the game. Obviously, Nasus will scale harder than Aatrox, but Aatrox still scales pretty darn hard. So I have a winning top lane. As for the mid lanes, I got a Sylas versus Vlad. Just in general, Vlad's early game is pretty weak. If I'm able to kind of propel this Sylas in the mid lane, we should be able to get a really nice top slash mid priority advantage over their team, which will be very useful for me to do my work. And over here we have an MF and Pyke versus a Twitch and Lulu. So Twitch and Lulu, and just in general their team comp, even though they have an Olaf who is pretty much a ward in the late game, their late game is obviously more scary than ours. It's pretty darn scary because they have a Twitch and a Lulu that can really destroy our team in the late game if we don't get ahead. And of course, we have an MF and Pyke. And if you guys know one thing about Pyke, if he doesn't do things right in the early game, he's pretty much at least like Olaf, or possibly a bit worse or a bit better at some occasions, because Pyke does offer you the hook CC. And he has execution value, but honestly, in the late game, Pyke becomes useless compared to what Lulu can offer. So I know that I have to play very active, I have to play very smart, and I have to be very accurate so that we can just secure this win in the bag. Alright, so just to begin our game, this is my idea over here. I'm going to look obviously for invade, just a potential invade with the Pyke to see if we can get anything. And if we don't get anything, what I want to do is at least put a ward into their blue so I know exactly where the Olaf is starting. That way I know where to path to see if I can maybe cheese the Olaf. A lot of times Olafs like to do their entire bot side into their top side. And when I'm playing Trundle, I can get my level 3 real quick by getting red buff, blue, and Gromp, then going over here and then killing Olaf while he takes his red. That's an option, but it's very predictable, and a lot of Olafs have been like trying to play around it. So over here, I just want to put the ward. I'm like, okay, you know what? They've noticed it. So there are two possibilities. One, they're just playing extremely safe, and Olaf may potentially be invading my blue side at this point. Or and then another possibility is actually something that happens often, where they actually invade us while we invade them. So I'm backing over here. What I'm doing is I ping this first, ping away, because they might actually be stacking over here by now and actually destroy our team. And in a level 1, if we lose the level 1, somehow that's a huge disadvantage to our team, because that propels their weak early game to be able to get mitigated. I also ping them away from this as well. I'm pinging them away from this, but this Pyke is just continuing to go in. And now they go and hit this Pyke. Very bad looking, right? But fortunately for us, they have absolutely no hard CC at all. Since the Lulu didn't start polymorph or anything, or like even then, polymorph's not necessarily a super hard CC. So this Pyke's able to dash away, stun them. They're not able to get anything except for just Pyke. Pyke is able to regenerate using pots, and funnily enough, because this Pyke is he played super risky. I was pretty pissed off about it, but we were able to get away with our lives, and also we have big information that they're obviously big information in the sense that they're going to be starting their blue buff pretty late. So I'll have kind of a tempo up on the Olaf because I should be able to clear faster than him because he's starting a little late. So I'm going to go ahead. I have two options over here. One option I was considering is going into his blue buff and trying to kill him while he does Gromp. Because I see him, he's going to be very low here. I'm going to be able to make it in time. But I don't know if they have anything warded. I could go ahead and I could scan using my scanner that I have. Let me just open that up. But honestly, going for this type of cheese play, it's unnecessary and it's really risky if it doesn't work out. It's a high risk, high reward. And I've had enough of these games in my promos where I go for high risk, high reward. And but then the risk turns out to be too high, I don't get the reward, and then I'm falling behind, and it's catastrophe. So I decided to just play solid. I play solid, and I'm just going to continue to go towards my blue buff over here. Just a notice for the Trundle mains over here, I stopped Wing right after I got my red buff, because I've noticed that a bunch of pro players actually hold their W up until they go to the blue buff. Now, I don't know exactly why they do that, but my theories regarding that, and if anyone wants to chime in the comments, I'm thinking one, just the value of starting with W when hitting the blue is just more valuable in terms of faster clear. Or two, in case any shenanigans happen where you need to use W somehow in the mid lane or whatever, where you would need that W instead of just walking simply to your blue buff, that would be a more useful and safe scenario. So I've been trying to and starting to implement not Wing until I get to the blue buff. Okay. So I'm just going to be clearing my blue buff over here. I still see the Olaf. I'm keeping tabs on the Olaf. I'm clearing like this to see exactly where he is. I know he's doing his wolves and he's extremely low. Okay. So now I get the Gromp, and now I have a couple options here, right? One, I know that this Olaf is probably in this side of the map for sure. Two, I see that top is going to be really hard to gank because he's going to get pushed up over here. But the Aatrox is more than fine because I have priority as the jungler right now. And three, this mid lane is very volatile right now. So what I decided to do actually is I decided to, instead of going for the Olaf kill and trying to inhibit the Olaf, what I'm going to do is see if I can get a kill onto the Vladimir. So I do a little early pillar. It's unnecessary. I didn't have my W up yet. I was seeing if he was going to walk up this way, I would have popped him up. But unfortunately, I'm going to be able to block his exit. And over here, we're going to burn his flash. Let's look at this all again. Okay. So over here, preemptive use of a pillar. That's a negative for me. But this Vladimir doesn't respect or try to flash away immediately. And allows me to dish a lot of damage out to him before he pulls. And this way, we know that the Sylas has a gap closer and he has flash as well, even though he is level 2. So Vladimir tries to flash away without any type of W. We're both going to just commit and flash onto him because he has nothing, no other escape. Able to kill him. Sylas now gets level 3. Olaf has come a little too late from clearing this. And even though Olaf is a very scary champion in the early game, right? The thing is, we already killed this Vladimir. And funnily enough, the Sylas told me in Champ Select, he said, I'm going to grab Ignite so that we can possibly win the 2v2s against Olaf and Vladimir. I'm going to save Ignite for this Olaf so he doesn't heal too much. That's exactly what happens. The Sylas burns this Ignite onto the Olaf. Olaf is trying to commit, but weirdly enough, instead of autoing, he's going for that axe that he threw over here, and we're able to just destroy him. Because of my press the attack, because of us just committing to autoing him and DPSing him while he's trying to get his axe and throw it again for some odd reason, rather than just autoing. I mean, of course, I would have gotten that kill even if Olaf killed the Sylas, but the fact that Olaf couldn't get the kill on Sylas and get something out of that is absolutely huge for us. So that's done. What I'm going to do now is immediately go for his red buff because I know that he is down. Looks like they do have a warded here, which is good on their behalf, but the Nasus does not react immediately, doesn't opt to go away from his lane, even though he definitely could have. And because of that, I am able to get this red buff. Now, if I saw the Nasus going down earlier, I would have just left the red buff. So it was not a high risk, high reward situation over here for me. Instead, what I was doing while I was clearing this red buff was keeping tabs on this Nasus, right? Making sure that he's not leaving. He's not leaving. Okay, now the Nasus is leaving. But I'm almost done with this red buff, so I'll be able to escape for sure. So I go and I escape. Nasus does absolutely nothing. Doesn't even get this cannon that he could have possibly gotten if he E'd. Now I'm going to go and commit onto this scuttle. Now Olaf comes over here. I have smite, but I'm not trying to use it because I know this Olaf is very far away because he's scanning it. He used the plant. But what he does is he flash smites for the scuttle, which he does get it. I had smite. I didn't want to use smite, but okay, props to him, right? You guys would think. But actually, this is gonna be really bad for him. That guys, it's there are a lot of occasions where this would be worth it. This was not a time when it was worth it. Olaf did not need to go hard for this scuttle. He had an option of going for the other side of the map while I was doing this over here. And if I was this Olaf, what I would have done actually, this is so easy for me to say, hindsight's 2020, but honestly speaking, what I would have done if I saw that he got this red buff and going for this scuttle, I would have hard went in onto the bot scuttle / see if I can get the raptors in the enemy side, because that's just a much safer way for me to compensate for having lost my red buff in the top side of the map. Instead, what this Olaf does is he does the flash, he burns his flash. Now we're chilling, but I know I'm reading this guy's mind. I know that this Olaf is not a good jungler. I know exactly what he wants to do. The thing about Olaf players is that they're always so hell-bent on getting an early game advantage. When I say early, I'm talking about the first like 6-5 minutes of the game. And when you're playing Olaf, sometimes you really don't need to get a big advantage in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. It will come. Your early mid power spike will come at a later time. You don't have to rush the process. But I know this Olaf, when he flash smited, this guy was way too reckless, way too hasty. Didn't know what was going on. So what I'm going to do over here is go towards my scuttle immediately. I see my bot lane has prio. I'm telling them, yo, shove and come right now, right? I'm pinging my heart out at this point, right? Because I know that we have to be able to win this fight. Look at this. The mid CS is coming, but Sylas knows what's more important. It's not this mid CS over here that he's going to lose, but it's this interaction over here, in which I will be able to get a huge advantage if we can get this scuttle over here, / potentially get these kills, or just make them burn even more time. Because I'm going to have much more impact in the game than this Olaf at this point. So now, they are overextending like madmen. These guys need to leave right now. Who cares about this one caster minion? Just leave right now. And that's exactly what they do. Good. I think that they left way too late still. Like, they should have been running up way earlier. But what's done is done. And now I'm going to commit to the chase. None of them have flash. I'm going to pillar this Olaf so he can't move. He misses his thing, but it doesn't matter because we're going to go commit to it. This Pyke has flash and everything. We're just gonna go hard on this Olaf, and I did not mean to click that. I hope I didn't. But now this Vladimir for some reason wants to do a little chicken dance over here instead of just committing to running away immediately. We're able to get the kill onto the Vlad as well. He has nothing at all, and life is so good right now. I'm gonna be able to get the scuttle, and what I'm gonna also do is get his Gromp. Okay, so at this point we got those kills. We have a very big early game advantage. We got bot ahead, mid way ahead, and Aatrox has double CS advantage. Now the important part for me is I'm gonna scan over here, right, and see if he's going to come to the bot side rather than to the top side. The reason why I can do this Gromp no matter what, and it's a very low risk, decent reward Gromp, is because I have smite and I have my bot lane prio. If they started walking up and go away from the CS, then I'll just go away from this, whatever. I already, the damage is done. I can just go back, relax, and have a good time. But I'm going to see if I can, pick up a really decent reward by getting this Gromp and even potentially the Wolves. by scanning these wolves and him still not going for it, by the time that I'm like almost done with this Gromp, I know for sure that the Olaf went either to his Raptors or his Krugs and is committing to clear the top side of the map. Guys, when I was playing this game, I was like, I don't drink any coffee, but like if I were to drink coffee, this would be me right now. Like I was very active and very focused to winning this game, right? Because I really wanted to get Diamond 1. I've never gotten that in my life, so boom, done. Over here, the wolves, just gonna get that. Not going to clear these two camps. Maybe these two small wolves. Maybe I should have done one, but whatever. I'm gonna just back up over here, scan, make sure I'm not backing on a ward, making sure that I safely am able to retreat. Life is good. Okay, now let's see. I just want to show you guys what the Olaf does. Olaf looks. Oh, he got my wolves. Look, see, guys, look at this. This guy is going over here. He's still going over here to the Gromp side, right? When he knows, I would know if I was him that the Gromp was definitely taken no matter what. I wouldn't even bother checking at this point. See, he's gonna look over here. He's like, oh no, the Gromp is gone. So, guys, I knew that this game, I was gonna have a very, very big impact rather than him. All right. Anyways, all right. Let's just continue on with this game. So I'm gonna be clearing my Raptors with a big emphasis on trying to get this dragon, because we have whole bot side pressure. Our bot and mid have huge priorities. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get this dragon over here. And I know that like I'm just not scared of them at all. This Vladimir's here clearing his stuff. We have all of our team coming together except maybe this MF. I'm gonna just pillar them away from even trying to do a weird steal or something. It's okay. He missed the hook, but we got what we wanted, this dragon. But then chaos begins. Not chaos, just like a little thing. So we have vision right over here, right? We have a ward right over here that shows us that Olaf is coming here, right? I saw that, right? So I know, oh, no way it's getting stolen, right? But what we need to do is we need to walk to this. We need to walk this way, right? Rather than walking up, we need to walk down because Olaf is converging. Vlad is coming through here. No way we're walking over here, right? Nope. Nope. The Sylas chooses to go that way, which is insane to me. And I'm just like, wait, excuse me? What are you doing, man? So I'm gonna come here to try to support this Sylas, right? To see if we can flex from them being able to go away. But the Sylas opts to fight. He opts to go in for a fight when Vlad is level 6 and we're only level 5. Okay, so we're gonna get the kill. I'm gonna die over here with Lulu flash. Lulu gets 1 kill over here on me. MF does get the double kill, but the damage is done. Now, fortunately for us, the Lulu gets the double kill, and Olaf is the only other person that gets the kill. It doesn't really matter. So that, like, this would have been a huge throw if the Vladimir somehow got the double kill and Twitch got the other kill or something like that. So, guys, it's really important you put down vision. People put down vision, but they don't use it. Always have an eye on the minimap. Always have an eye there. I typed to the Sylas. I was like, dude, why are you going that way? And he says, oh, I didn't see the Olaf at all. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Like, you always have to have one eye on the minimap and one eye on what's going on over here. And just in the terms of basketball, right? When you're guarding it, when you're defending, right? There's a common term: eye on ball, eye on man, right? You always want to have an eye on the person you're guarding, right? But you also want to know exactly where the ball is too, because if you're just gonna blindly look at your man and follow him around, you can either go for a really quick cut to the basket, which you're not gonna be aware of because you don't even see the ball, or and in addition to that, you're not gonna be able to do any type of help defense. But why am I even going into that? Sorry. All right. Let's continue on over here. It wasn't a big loss overall. I'm not going to overreact. There's no way I'm going to lose this game, or like, I'm not going to let overreactions and tilt consume me this game. So what I'm going to do is continue the process. We've gotten the dragon. Now I have my eyes on potentially the Rift Herald, or just continuing to dominate the map. So I want to get all of the neutral objectives, deny it from Olaf, really assert my presence in the game. Okay, let's continue to speed it up over here. I'm going to get his raptors because I know that it's safe. And if the Olaf they come here, then I would know and just back off. But I see the Olaf over here looking for some type of gank onto the Sylas. So I'm going to just hover over here. Now the Twitch Lulu do a good job of going over here because their bot lane was pushed up. So they have time to make a play happen. I'm going to go over here, just wait. And now we see that the Olaf is coming. I'm going to use my ult onto the Olaf just to secure a kill. But now they just... The Twitch arrives after queuing, which we didn't see, and now he just blasts us. So Twitch burns Flash. We get the kill on Olaf. We get a 1-for-1, but the Twitch has burned Flash for the Sylas Flash, which is going to be good for us because, you know, our bot lane is going to push up over here, gain even more advantage. What? They didn't push up all the way here. They were waiting for a little bit for some odd reason, but it's not a big deal. Now what I'm going to do over here, instead of clearing all these minions, I'm going to not kill these minions so that this wave pushes up towards the Sylas. This will make the Vladimir have to not recall and instead stay. This is really greedy of this Vladimir, right? It's really greedy of this Vladimir to go for the pink ward rather than shoving the wave. Getting this pink ward right now will do absolutely nothing for you. You want to get a reset, so you need to shove this wave in first, right? He has 649. Okay, but still, you need to shove this wave in first so it can go to the turret before you can do anything, right? Let's see what this Vladimir actually does. See, look, now I'm able to come here, right? So that he's not going to have any access to the wave. And what I would have wanted the Sylas to do was to not push this wave. There was no reason for the Sylas to push the wave, but he just pushes the wave, and I'm just like, all right, you know what? Whatever. It's okay if you wanted to push the lane, but we could have gotten a nasty freeze if Sylas chose to just freeze over here. But it's okay. Let's just continue on. That happens. I'm just gonna roam over to the top side of the map to just make sure that I give my Aatrox all the support he needs to continue dominating that matchup. He's up 30 CS, which is a really good number. Now I'm just gonna go into the Olaf jungle, try to find him. I know for the most part he's gonna be over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide here. I'm gonna spam my recall just in case if he never comes here, then I'm gonna just be able to get a reset and continue on my life. But if he does come here, then I can potentially get a kill. And that's exactly what he does. I'm going to E him, get a really nice juicy E to pop him. He's trying to fight me, but I'm too big. I'm too strong. And now the Olaf goes back in after ulting, in which now I have 3 people coming over here, and we're able to get that kill onto the Olaf and give it to our Aatrox. And he is worth 300 gold because he got that kill before, which is really good for us. And now we're going to kind of look to see if we can get this Nasus over here. I would have liked for the Swain to just, not the Swain, the Sylas to just reset. But he's going to go in on the Nasus right here. Now Nasus is going to have to burn his ghost. I'm going to continue to just stay here, apply pressure, so that we can continue to deny the Nasus even further. Because I know that the bot side of the map should be winning. Alright, they traded 1-for-1, which is not good. I just wanted to show you guys what happens over here. So, I get the scan off. This Vladimir tries to dish out some damage to us, but he misses his E. I'm gonna be able to go out for free, but just burning flash. This Vladimir ignited. Overall, it was a little greedy for us, but we were able to deny the Nasus a lot. Now this Olaf wants to come right back in here, right? But now the Sylas does stay, and this time it actually is worth it rather than getting the CS mid, because now the Nasus has no escape summoners, and now we're extremely we put this Nasus very, very far behind. I'm not gonna even say anything over here. That's just the Olaf just playing very tilted. Okay. So now how do we go on and secure this game? What we do is we're going to, I'm just gonna put up the objective timers. I'm going to go for this dragon because we still have complete bot priority. Mid priority is not as strong as it used to be because our Sylas is 2 levels down and 30 CS down. But our bot priority and our mid being at least equal is still more than enough to be able to secure this dragon for free. Okay, so just to kind of there's not too much else that goes on with this video. We kind of just really secure this game by continuing to follow the game plan, which is, you know, go for our objectives, our free dragon objectives as soon as we can, so that we can have our soul impact the game really early on before the pike falls off, so we can just roll this game over. As you guys can see here, we get a lot of objectives. They get a few more kills on us, but we're really able to just destroy them over here, get the dragon, get the baron, and just finish this game by 24 minutes. I think that it was just a really good early game study, in which I just wanted to show you guys how I was able to impact the mid, bot, and the top lane substantially. Just from continuing to move around in the map, continue to just reply to the enemy jungler. Now, every single game, this is not it's not possible to guarantee this every single game, because you need competent laners to know exactly what they need to do. And the Sylas, for instance, him sacrificing that mid lane CS very early on in the game to come and do this fight over here was a perfect example of how like laners, he knew exactly what he needed to do in that scenario. Some of the other decisions he made, which was walking up this way, was obviously a mistake, but no one's perfect. I make mistakes. People will always make mistakes. So yeah, that's how I was. This video is just going to show how I was able to get the D1 through just a dominant performance by me, and just with the help of my laners, and really nullify this Olaf, who had pretty much no idea what he was doing, / yet he was just very confused throughout the game. Didn't really have a game plan. Was just very scared. He played Olaf very scared in the sense that he believed, if I don't win the game in the first 6 minutes, then this game is over. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys continue to stay safe. This was just a pretty short video over here, and have a nice day, guys.